And when he called and he said, "I need you," I kind of stopped in my tracks.
Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti describes a call from President Biden asking him to become the U.S. ambassador to India. I don't think India when I see Eric Garcetti. Why India?
Well, you'd have to ask the president what his thinking is, but you know, this is one of the top handful of countries and relationships. Our oldest democracy in the world is the United States. The largest democracy in the world is India.
Garcetti says he started traveling to India as a teen.
In college, my college roommate's father became the U.S. ambassador to India. So I've stayed at the embassy and spent time there. I studied Hindi and Urdu in college. I studied the religion and culture of India.
Garcetti still needs to be approved by the Senate, where accusations of inappropriate behavior by his staffers may be brought up. Garcetti plans to remain as L.A. mayor until he's confirmed.
And I think a lot of people hear the announcement today, they're like, oh, he's gone.
Right.
I'm showing up tomorrow, I'm showing up next week, I'm showing up next month. It takes some months for the confirmation process to play out, and if confirmed, I wouldn't be leaving till sometime in the fall.
That my city needs me now.
Back in December, Garcetti told me he wouldn't serve in the Biden administration. Why now? Why not then?
And I would never think twice about abandoning the city in the midst of its toughest moment. Now we're 99% lower with our COVID. Our economy is back and open.
But the homeless crisis persists. The mayor has helped to increase the budget to fight homelessness by billions. Yet we see increased numbers of people on the streets. Objectively, how can you say that homelessness was a success? I mean, isn't what's happened with homelessness in LA a failure?
No, I don't look at it as success or failure. I look at it as a challenge, and one in which we've made tremendous progress.
There's still so many homeless people that say, I don't want the housing. I don't want to do that. And they're still on the street.
I understand those frustrations, but I also know the only way to solve homelessness is to get people the care and the housing that they need.
Garcetti has served as L.A. mayor for more than 8 years and the city for more than 20. How do you think this job changed you?
Oh, gosh. You know, the job is so demanding, you don't grow a lot as a person. But I think I've learned a lot as a leader. I've learned to not ask permission or forgiveness.
He often writes letters to his young daughter, Maya, to read when she's older. When you think about talking to her about this time, what's the lesson to your daughter about your time as mayor?
I'd say in life, you have to lead with love and do your best. Make yourself worthy of making a difference.
And Marla, tonight on the Fox 11 News special report at 7 o'clock, we're going to have our full interview with Mayor Garcetti, including what he sees as his biggest regret and his biggest accomplishment as L.A. mayor.
Oh, well, I'm curious if his wife, I mean, you brought up his young daughter, how they feel about this. And then I also think of his very famous dad, Gil Garcetti.
Right. He says that this is something that he's consulted with his family about, that his family would go to India with him if confirmed. They'd have to figure out the timing and COVID restrictions and everything else. But he said that this was a family decision and that they're all in.
Okay. All right. Well, we will be talking to you, obviously, throughout this next 90 minutes. Elex, thank you so much. Okay, so what's next for Los Angeles? Who would become the next mayor of L.A.? Here's some answers for you. First of all, it could be several months, as you heard Elex just report there, before the office is officially empty because the Senate needs to confirm Garcetti. When he does leave L.A., L.A. City Council President Nury Martinez will be acting mayor, just as she is when Garcetti is out of town. Under LA's charter, the City Council has the power to appoint an interim replacement to serve out Garcetti's term, which runs through next year. Councilman Mitch O'Farrell says that is what is likely to happen. LA's next mayoral race election will take place in November of 2022. A special election is unlikely because of the cost and also its proximity to the next regular election. Who could be picked to be interim mayor? Several names. Nury Martinez, of course, she's on the list, but it could also be one of her fellow council members, Paul Krikorian. Other names include former Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa or former City Controller Wendy Gruhl. City Attorney Mike Feuer and City Councilman Joe Buscaino have already announced they are running, and Nury Martinez is thought to be considering a run. She's told us that herself. So the council may not appoint someone who has eyes on the office itself.